Binge watch and learn on TRS Clips.
At what point does the Saint Zoroaster come into the story?
So in this Kayan dynasty,
All right.
now we enter the domain where Prophet Zarathustra will enter. So there are first 3-4 kings. Of course, we won't go into them. But in the reign of the 5th king or so, Prophet Zarathustra was sent to the earth, we are told, on the request of Mother Earth. You may have heard about the Gaia hypothesis.
You'll have to enlighten the podcast listeners.
The Gaia hypothesis is a scientific theory which says that Earth comes out with certain sounds, which are like happy sounds, sad sounds, but it comes out with certain cosmic sounds. And Gaia is a Greek word for the earth. Now, something exactly similar is said in the Avesta, that the soul of the earth lamented to God, Aura Mazda, that there is so much pain, suffering in the world that I need a savior. So please send me a savior. And we are told that God, with his divine beings, had a conference and they decided to send the soul, which was already there in the divine world, of Prophet Zarathustra into the world because God or the divine beings realized that a strong spiritual person is required. Now when that message was sent to Mother Earth was not happy. She said, what will a saint or a prophet come and do? These vile people are very vile. Like I need a strong, powerful king, a prince who will come and help me out. So then there is a dialogue with God. And God says, no, a king or a prince can help you for only some part of time. You need a person who will be able to help you for a very long period by containing this evil, what we call fundamentally. And so then Mother Earth agreed and accepted. And after a lot of preparations on the material world, Prophet Zarathustra was sent to the physical world. The soul of Prophet Zarathustra came into the womb of his mother. So Zarathustra was born. There were attempts on his life. And there are interesting stories like the child was put into a herd of cows. But a white cow came and protected Prophet Zarathustra. Then the prophet was put into a herd of or a group of horses and a horse protected him. Then the prophet as a child was put in a den of wolves. But some divine beings came and protected him. So the prophet as a child was thrown into fire, but the fire turned into flowers. So like that, there was very many such miraculous episodes in the life of the prophet. And his parents realized that this was a special child because even when he was not born, his mother used to get dreams that demons are trying to rip open her womb. But every time the demons or even wild beasts would come to attack her, a divine being would come to her and shoo them away. And she would get up in the night scared and ask her husband that what is this happening? So the husband would say, don't worry, because our child is special. Because the parents were let into this secret in a way. So then when the prophet was born, this is the most popular story, I think most people must be knowing it, that he was the only child in the world who smiled at birth. And this has been recorded by Greek sources also in a way. So Prophet Zarathustra, when he was born, he smiled at birth. And everybody was surprised that how come he is smiling. So then we are told as an explanation in the text that he smiled because he knew the purpose of his life and his mission, even at the time of his birth. We mortals, we cry because we feel insecure at that time. We are not sure what is lying ahead of us. But Prophet Zarathustra, even at birth, was aware of it. And that's why when he was born, his whole village was bathed in divine light for 3 days and nights. So these are the stories which go with the birth of Prophet Zarathustra. Then he gradually grows up and start asking questions to his father. Questions especially about evil. That why is there so much evil in the world? If there is a God, why is he not stopping the evil?
What's the answer?
That will come at his revelation.
Okay.
those answers will come at his revelation. I'll tell you that at that time.
Yeah.
So he keeps on asking this question. And his father also is not aware, though devout Mazdayasni. Mazdayasni means that person who was following that, you may call it a Sanatan Dharma in a way, but that religion before Zarathustra came about. So he says, I don't know, child, I'll send you to a teacher. Then he sends him to a teacher. Even the teacher doesn't know the answer, because this sort of philosophical answers, more or less even today Zoroastrians are more dealing with prayers and practices and rituals, not on philosophy so much. So even in those times, perhaps it was the same thing, but Zarathustra was keen to get the answers. And he kept on asking questions. He had no answers. And finally, he came to be about 18 years of age. And then he realized, out of his meditation, out of his prayers, that there is only one person or being who can give him all the answers. And that is Ahura Mazda himself and his archangels. So he seeks permission from his father that, can I go to a place where I can concentrate and get all my answers, because I can't get it from you all. And so his father allows him to go and go into his self in a secluded place and think about it. And that's why in Zoroastrian religion we are told that asking questions to God is an important aspect of learning religion. So it's because Zarathustra also got his religion by asking questions to Ahura Mazda.
Yeah. Okay. Go on, sir.
So Prophet Zarathustra goes to ask questions because he knows that that is the only way. Then we are told that he spent 10 years in wilderness. Wilderness means not in civilization, not with a family. And he had several conferences with God and archangels. And after those conferences, he got the answer about why there is evil in the world. And that answer is the full creation story. The creation story of how everything, how the universe came about. So that was the truth which Zarathustra got after 10 years of meditation as a result of his conferences with God and archangels.
I'm assuming that you won't be able to say it in a few sentences. Am I right?
Yeah, because this whole cosmological thing is a long-drawn thing, and it won't make sense if we just... I can tell you just in brief, but...
You can give us a brief answer right now, because this is a whole other episode along with the demonology, angelology aspect of it. But what's the short answer here?
The short answer for this is that there was good and evil in the world. How it came about, we'll talk about later, but there is good and evil in the world. And the evil cannot stand good. So wherever evil says good, it attacks. Now there is no order in this, because only the good follows order. Evil is chaotic. So the only option left is, as I said, to seek your own power and to seek protection. But the reason why there is evil in the world is that the best soldier is always attacked. So many people say, how does a bad thing, why do bad things happen to good people? The classic question. Zoroastrianism has its own take on this question, that good people, according to Zoroastrian religion, are the first targets of evil people or evil forces, negative forces, whatever you call them. Why? Because they are the best soldiers of God. So in a battle, in an army, in a war, who is targeted? The best soldier is targeted first. So what you need there is not your weapon. Your weapons won't help you over there. What will help you is your defense system, your armor. So similar thing is with the world. So Zarathustra was told that God says that I will tell you how to seek that defense. But I have set in motion certain things, certain divine laws, and I don't interfere in them afterwards. So afterwards, whatever has happened, I have given you the wherewithal to fight it. I've taught you how to strengthen yourself. But finally, it is up to you. Whatever you do, And even if you are good, I may not be able to help you because your defenses also have to be created by you. I am very happy if you are good because you become one of my soldiers. But then you are also open to the attack of evil. So you, by your prayers itself, create a
armor,
a protection for you. So the Zoroastrian answer for why is there evil in the world is, to put it briefly, that evil cannot stand goodness anywhere. But at the same time, it needs goodness to get that energy. So it will keep on searching for wherever there is goodness and attack it. It's up to us how not to let evil attack it. And this whole world is an exercise for that only.
Okay. Let's continue the story of the prophets.
Yes. So Prophet Zarathustra then spends 10 years in the wilderness, gets his revelation, the message, and this being a unique message, he then sets out to teach the people of the world who at that time just constituted Mazdayasnis and Devyasnis. Means no other religion had come about. Because Prophet Zarathustra was a human being, not a god. He was born as a human. And secondly, because he got a revelation. That's why he is referred to as a prophet. A human being getting a revelation. So that's why we consider Zarathustra as the first prophet to reveal religion to the world. Now, what happens when you set out for spreading your message? Evil starts to attack you. So throughout we are told that Zarathustra tries his best to tell people that what is good, what is evil, identify it, but the evil doesn't let it happen. And so he is not getting his followers for decades. For 1 decade, not decades, for about 10 to 12 years. He has very few followers. And then Zarathustra was born in eastern Iran, where we generally today is Azerbaijan. So that is generally referred to as the birthplace of Prophet Zarathustra, Azerbaijan, or a city near it called Ray city. So from there, in his divine mission, Zarathustra is traveling eastwards, from west to east. So Azerbaijan is in west of Iran. He is going to Bactria. And as I told you before also, Bactria at that time was the capital of the kings.
Which is modern day Afghanistan, you
Yeah, Bactria.
Okay.
They called it Balkh at that time.
Okay.
So he reached Bactria, where the king was ruling, the Kayanian king by the name of Kai Vishtas. And he was impressed by him. He took him in his court. Prophet Zarathustra explained everything to him. He was convinced by his teachings. And he said that I will support you. First of all, myself and my family, we are Mazdayasnis, but we agree and accept you as a prophet. Then a lot of things happen in the court. I don't think we will be going into all those details. There are enemies within the court also. Prophet Zarathustra is accused of being a black magician, is put into prison, again released by divine intervention. Then again he gives several proofs to the king to show his divine assignment. And finally, King Vishtas accepts him as the prophet. And then it becomes a sort of a state religion. And then Prophet Zarathustra spends the last few years of his life in a fire temple over there, along with the father of King Kai Vishtas, called King Kai Loras.
So TRS Clips has all sorts of videos and all sorts of playlists. Make sure you explore the channel by subscribing and heading to our homepage and reading through all the playlists. Happens through curiosity.